to Media Matters. I am Mojalefa.
And I'm Thabiso Tselane. On this channel, we break down global media stories and ask tough questions about ethics, truth, and representations.
Yes, and like today, like we are diving into a very important topic, how Western media represents African stories. Like we will also look closely at BBC News report on the Central African Republic, and we will discuss like how it measures up against the standards of global media ethics.
Yeah, but we don't stop there. We'll also bring in historical examples, comparisons with African media coverage, and practical recommendations for the future of ethical journalism.
Yeah, stay with us by the end and you'll have a much clearer picture of what global media ethics means and why it matters so much for Africa's global image.
Yeah, so beginning with the definition, what is global media ethics? Global media ethics is about creating a framework of values that applies to journalism across borders. It asks, how can a story about Central African Republic reported in London be fair to both local and intentional audiences?
Exactly, member. Like unlike national journalism codes, global media ethics like focuses on like universal principles. Yeah, like truth, respect, responsibility, and accuracy. Yeah, it's journalism like without borders because stories today travel instantly across the world.
Okay. Yeah. So and the purpose? What's the purpose? The purpose is to make sure journalists don't export stereotypes, distort cultural realities, or disrespect communities they might not fully understand, right? Yes. Yeah, go into.
Yeah, like who is reporting, like in this case, like the BBC like is reporting, like the journalist's name is Andrew Harding. He is a white middle-aged British journalist who has years of experience reporting from Africa.
Yeah. Okay, and that profile matters. Harding's profile. While Harding is experienced and he's still an outsider, his interpretation, tone, and choice of framing reflect not just what's happening in the Central African Republic, but also his position as a Western journalist. Right.
And like like here is the issue, like when Western correspondents dominate African stories, like local journalists versus like they are always like sideline audiences then get a filtered version of Africa, often through Western eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So and the video highlights conflict between Christian and Muslim militia. Yeah, Muslim militias in the Central African Republic. It frames the question as whether the country is divided beyond repair. Right. Yeah.
That's a strong, almost helpless framing. Like instead of asking how people are waiting toward peace, like it emphasizes like despair and also like a permanent segregation, or we can say like a permanent division. Yeah.
Okay, and that shapes audience perception. If the headline is about hopeless, the world sees Africa as permanently broken, when in reality local communities are working to rebuild daily.
Like how are these people reporting? Like let's unpack like the storytelling techniques. Like the video uses like striking visuals like armed men, destroyed homes, empty roads. These images are powerful, but they show only one side of the story.
Okay. So the narration is dramatic too. Words like genocide and collapse grab attention, but they over simplify a complex mix of political, social, and economic issues.
And also, whose voice are included, man? Like, we hear from like military leaders and officials, but hardly from everyday citizens, women or youth. Like, it's mostly a story about Africans, not by Africans.
Yeah, and that's the ethical problem. Respect means giving people space to tell their own story. So without that, reporting risk becoming extractive, taking people's pain and turning it into content. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like reports like this, man, like they have mixed results. Like on one hand, ne, like they raise awareness, audiences who had never heard of the Central Republic of, who have never heard of Central African Republic, now know like it exists.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but on the other hand, they reinforce old stereotypes, like Africa. It reinforces a stereotype of Africa as chaotic, violent, and hopeless. So, without balance, the African story becomes one-dimensional.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that matters because like media representation like influences aid decisions, foreign policy, and investment. Like if Africa is always shown as broken, outsiders assume like Africans cannot solve their own problems.
No, okay, I agree on that. Compare this with African-owned media, which often highlight resilience, daily struggles, and local solutions. The contrast is huge. It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, like let's measure this reporting against three values: truth, accuracy, and respect. You might never wanna miss this. Like in truth, like the BBC tells real events, but the truth is only about facts. It's about complexity, leaving out the political and economic causes. Like it leaves out political and economic causes because it makes the truth incomplete.
Okay.
In terms of like accuracy, we may say like the facts are technically correct, but accuracy also means proportionality. By focusing mainly on violence, the report distorts the bigger picture. Now, when we talk about maybe respect, how does it apply here? Like this is where the report struggles. Vulnerable people like are shown in distress without enough dignity. Like imagine being shown like naked, like doing all those stuff, like like without dignity or context. Their voices are secondary to the journalist's voice over.
Yeah. So Edmund, so what was it ethical? Partly. It was. How can I say this? It wasn't fake news, but it leaned too much on spectacle, and not enough on humanity. Right. Yeah. So I want us to compare this to the past reporting. So according to the research that I've done, during the 1994, what's this Rwandan, is it I think it's Rwandan genocide. Western media was slow to report. And when they finally did, they focused on violence, ignoring deeper context like colonial history and political manipulation.
Yeah, bro, like like Ebola, bro. Like you remember the Ebola outbreak, in West Africa. Like Western outlets often like describe like Africa as a global health threat. Like in contrast, like African journalists highlighted resilience. doctors and local like heroes.
Yeah. So yeah, this example show the gap between Western framing and African realities, and why global media ethics is more agent than ever. Yes.
Let's ask the big question.
Okay.
Yeah, can global media ethics like ever be truly like universal?
Can they ever be truly universal?
Yeah.
Some argue ethics should be rooted in local culture. For example, in Africa, the philosophy of Ubuntu emphasizes community and human dignity. So Western journalism often emphasizes individual freedom of expression. Sometimes this clash.
They do. They really do. Like, it's very true. But without like shared values like truth and respect, international journalism like risks chaos. We need global standards, but flexible. Those that are flexible enough to respect the cultural context of Africa.
Yeah. And maybe the answer is a hybrid. Global principles shaped by local voices. So that way ethics are universal but are grounded in reality.
Like, so what can be done? Like, firstly, like Western outlets must collaborate with African journalists.
Okay.
Partnership like brings both global visibility and local knowledge. Right?
Yeah, I get you. To add on that, secondly, African media houses need more funding. If Western outlets dominate, African voices will always be secondary.
In addition to that, my brother, like media organizations like they should like create like global ethics boards, like panels that review like international reporting for fairness, like cultural sensitivity and also like accuracy.
And to add on that, finally, audiences have a role. So we must demand announced respectful coverage and call out stereotypes when we see them. So the question is global media ethics feasible? According to me, I say yes, but only if there's commitment, collaboration and humility, I think.
But like the future lies like in partnership, like so like African journalists like need equal space in telling Africa's stories. You see, so Western journalists need to recognize their power and also like share it.
So I think together we can build journalism that moves beyond stereotypes, that highlights Africa's diversity, resilience and humanity, I think.
Thank you for watching like Media Matters. Like, share and subscribe and let us know in the comments, do you think global media ethics can ever be totally universal? Are we closing the episode or are we continuing? Like this episode, like it was fantastic, like what we did, like it was amazing, like African stories, hearing about all those things. Or maybe we can just leave them with a clip. Maybe they could see like how this impacts like other people's life, like this dignity that is displayed on those like YouTube videos. So like we must just give a clip for them so that they can see like how like the African is actually portrayed in the Western side. So like thank you guys.
So thank you guys. See you in the next episode of Media Matters. Stay tuned.
This is Bambari, a town at the centre of a new surge of violence in the Central African Republic. The people you can see here are Christians who fled en masse from the centre of Bambari. They're camped out here. Relations between Christians and Muslims have completely broken down. They've been here for several weeks now. Everyone's